Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome for this revision session. I hope you have enjoyed all these previous videos whichever I have shared with you. Okay. First lesson we have gone through in Zoom lectures. Also you have the part 1 and part 2 of revision session. Second lesson, that is nutrition in animals. That also first part you got it, revision session of course, first part you got it. Now we are going to start our revision session part 2 of nutrition in plants. Okay, as I already explained what is mean by nutrition, what is the importance of nutrition, what is mean by digestion. Okay, so I will give you a quick revision of this lesson. Firstly, we will learn about the nutrition. What is meant by nutrition? Nutrition concludes two processes. First one is intake of food. Second one is utilization by the body. That is called food. Taking in food and utilized in our body. That is called nutrition. Second topic we learn about digestion. What is meant by digestion? When our body converts complex substance into simpler forms. That is called digestion, or conversion of cells complex substance into simpler substances are called digestion. Okay, there are different modes of nutrition in animals. Okay, so there are different modes which are sucking of food, chewing of food, biting of food, swallowing of food. These are the different modes of intaking food. That is we call the different mode of nutrition in animals. Afterwards, we learn about the digestion in human beings. Okay, as I told you, digestion means conversion of complex substances into simpler substances are called digestion. Okay, digestion includes different organs. Okay, there is a tract. Okay, through that tract our food passes. That is called digestive tract. Okay, so in this topic also we are going to take a quick revision. First, what is meant by digestion? I told you. Second one is that how does the digestion begin? Digestion begins from buccal cavity. What does the buccal cavity consist? Buccal cavity consists mouth, tongue, and salivary gland. As I told you, different functions of teeth, tongue, and salivary gland. Afterwards, second organ that is included in the digestive tract, that is esophagus. What does the esophagus do? Esophagus carries the food from our mouth to stomach. Finally, next organ is stomach. What does the stomach do? First of all, stomach secretes the digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid, which kills the germs and also protect the walls of the stomach. Okay, these enzymes are secreted by the gastric glands which are present in our stomach. Afterwards, stomach to small intestine when our food passes. At that time, there are two glands which are very important for us. First one is liver. Liver collect the or stores the bile juice in gallbladder. Okay, liver prepares the bile juice and stored into a sac called gallbladder. When our food enters in the small intestine, the gallbladder secretes the bile juice in our stomach. That is also a digestive enzyme. Second one is liver is the largest gland in our body. Remember, liver is the largest gland in our body. Second gland which secretes the digestive enzymes in our food, that is the pancreas. Pancreas secretes the pancreatic juice in our food. So that all the foods when it enters in our small intestine, and remember the length of small intestine is 7.5 meter. When it enters, there were the thousands of finger-like structure which were very small at the thickness of our hairs. Okay, and those finger-like structure absorbs all the nutrition or nutrients from our food and mix up into our blood, and finally that blood carries that nutrients to different parts and the cells of our body. Okay, what happens after remaining food? Okay, so after that, in the end, the small intestine secrete the intestinal juices in our food. It also helps to digest our food. Finally, after large intestine, small intestine, our food enters into large intestine. In large intestine, water, roughage and salts are removed from our body and it will be absorbed. And the length of large intestine is 1.5 meter. Okay. Finally, after that, food or whatever the waste materials and the undigested food stored into the rectum, and through the anus, all these materials removed from our body. Okay. So this is the complete digestive system. I hope you understand the importance of every organ from the digestive, right from buccal cavity to anus. Whatever the organs are in the digestive tract, how it works. Okay, so this was the topic, that digestion in human beings. So rather than human beings, they are the different animals, how they digest their food. So let's start with the ruminants. What do you mean by ruminants? That is a big question. Which animals are called ruminants? See, as I told you, the human beings need a variety of food. Okay, so as they need human being, we need variety of food. Same other animals also are there which have a different diet. Okay, so they eat a different types of food. The same, they are the grass-eating animals. Okay, and that those grass-eating animals swallow their food. Okay, now I am using here swallow, but actually the concept is quite different. Okay, assume that the herds, just like cow, buffalo, if you observe them while eating, they continuously try to swallow the grass. What they do, they continuously try to swallow it. Continuously they eat, but they never chew their food. How they eat it then? If you observe, when we graze our cattle in open land or grasslands, okay, they continuously eat the food as much as they can. Okay, they eat their food until they can fulfill their stomach. Once their stomach is full, they sit at one place, rest. And the main thing occurs at that time. Whatever the food they have swallowed, they bring back in their mouth and they start chewing it. That is called curd chewing. And they chew it properly, again they take back in their stomach and then they digest. Okay. Why they build up that habit? Why they have a habit? See, everything have a particular reason. As you know that in previous time there were very less grasslands and a huge animals were there in the forest. At that time those cattle have a habits that they eat as much as food they can. Because if they eat slowly with chewing, the other animals can eat their food. So that's why they are habitual to eat all that food continuously. Okay, and that habit still it is continue. So the stomach of the ruminants are divided into 4 chambers. Okay, so 4 chambers are, first one is rumen, second one is reticulum, third one is omasum, and fourth one is, so ruminants are divided into 4 different chambers: rumen, reticulum, omasum and apomasum. Okay, so see, we have a very simple structure. Human beings have a very simple structure. We chew our food through our buccal cavity, and as it passes, it digests it. But the grass-eating animals, their main food is the grass. Okay, so we have a food that we eat different components. We get directly carbohydrates and fats, energy giving food. But they get the carbohydrates in form of cellulose. Okay, cellulose is the thing, it is only digested by ruminants. Remember the thing, cellulose is only digested by ruminants. If I eat the grass, my body cannot digest it because that the grass contains cellulose, and in my body there is no any adjustment or any organ that convert the cellulose into carbs. So they eat the grass which contains cellulose. Okay, and in their rumen there are the certain bacteria that convert that cellulose into carbohydrates. Okay, so afterward these four chambers, the functions of four chambers, first of all, ruminants are also called curd chewing animals. Curd chewing, I told you what is meant by curd chewing. Curd chewing means what? They swallow their food as much as they can, and finally when they sit at rest place, they bring back their food in their mouth and they chew it properly. Again they swallow it. So that is called curd chewing. So there are four chambers: rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum are the four chambers that the ruminants has, and they digest their food in this way. Okay, so these ruminants, okay, they have a different digestive system or digestive tract rather than human beings. Both are different. Okay, like the same, each and every animals have a different types of organs or different type of digestion system. Okay, the main reason is same, the motto behind is same, and that is digestion of the food and to get the nutrients, but the way is different. Okay, suppose I gave you a task. Okay, remember the task is same for everyone. You have to make a clock with a waste material. Okay, just example, you have to make a clock with waste materials. Okay, I give that activity to 4 or 5 children at their home. Okay, task is same, making the clock with the waste material, but the way someone will use paper, someone will use plastic, that whatever the waste materials are there, someone is wood, means the materials and the way is different. Like the same, digestion is the task for each and every animals, as we learned in this lesson. Digestion is task for each and every animals, but the way is different. We have different organs to digest, we have digestive tract, they have 4 chambers. Okay, so it is quite different. So now we have learned human beings or the ruminants, they are multicellular organisms. They all are multicellular organisms and they digest their food with a different way. Okay, so what about the unicellular organisms? Okay, see, we have a complex structure in our body. Okay, human beings have a complex structure in our body. Okay, so we have a digestive tract, or we have the 4 chambers to digest the food, ruminants have. So the multicellular organisms have a different organs or a complex structure for digestion. Okay, what about the unicellular? Okay, so after the ruminants, let's go through the digestion in amoeba, okay, or the unicellular organism. Okay, so let's see that what occurs here. So before starting this point, I just want to explain a simple topic. I know that you have already learned or you know this topic, unicellular and multicellular. The organism which has made up two or more than 2 cells, we call them multicellular, and the organism which have a single cell, we call them unicellular. Okay. All the multicellular have a complex body structure. They all have a complex body structure. They have different organs, tissue, skeleton, completely a complicated structure they have. But what about the unicellular organism? Unicellular, uni means one. Uni means only one. Okay. So unicellular organisms, amoeba, which were made by only one cell. So all the task of its body functioning is performed by that single cell. Suppose this is amoeba and single cell. Okay. So just like with human beings, many cells, many organs, each organs have a specialization. Okay, just like heart for pumping the bloods, lungs, okay, to breathe, brain for nervous system to control the coordination. But here only one cell, and that one cell only performs all the tasks. Okay, so let's see how the digestion occurs in amoeba. Okay, how the digestion occurs in amoeba. See, first of all thing, ingestion. Okay, ingestion. See, this five process I told you: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Ingestion, intaking of food. Digestion, breaking down of complex substance into simpler substance. Absorption, what is the food, whatever the food prepared by or the digested by our body, absorb it. After absorption, taking to the different organs or the cells, and after that assimilation. Assimilation means utilization of that nutrients or the digestive food, okay, or digestive material. Okay, so and finally that is the egestion. Egestion means remove or to throw the food out of our body. That fourth process. Okay, and the same thing occurs here, but here all the functioning is performed by a single cell. Okay, so let's start the egestion. Ingestion means taking the food. How it's take the food? It takes the food through the false feed called pseudopodia. Okay, and this way is where suppose food. This is the food atom. It's coming towards amoeba. So what does the amoeba do? Amoeba change its structure to take the food. So that is called false food. Pseudopodia. These are the pseudopodia. What it do? It try to change the structure. So pseudopodia, what it do? Suppose this is the food and the food is coming towards the amoeba. So amoeba change the shape of that body and intake the food. So that is a single cell. Food is coming. The same thing when the food enter in the amoeba. So that is the food. Okay, and that is a cell. Okay, it's work as a false feed to intake the food, and when the food enters in the amoeba, what it does? Okay, when the food enters in that food vacuole, okay, that food vacuole take the food inside the cell, and there the food is absorbed for the amoeba. At that place, that food is absorbed for the amoeba, and they get the nutrients from that food, and find afterwards that nutrients are utilized by the amoeba. Okay, so this is the digestion in amoeba. Okay, digestion in amoeba is a single cellular organism. It don't have a complex structure, very simple, contains only one cell. What it does when the food is coming towards amoeba change its shape, okay, and that is called pseudopodia, false feed. When it enters the food in the amoeba's body, the food is captured by the food vacuole present in the cells. It digests the food and take the nutrients, and the same way food is removed by this is the waste material. This is the waste material, digested food. Cell is still here. This what is it? This is the waste material, and it will be out of the what is the same. It is intake of food. This is ingestion. Here is digestion. And here egestion. Intaking the food, digesting, and removing from the body. So three processes were there: ingestion, intake of food, the same with the false food called pseudopodia, enters in the body, digested by amoeba. Same it creates the false feed to remove the food. So in this process the amoeba digests its food. So yes, so here we have ended up the revision of nutrition in plants. This was the part 2 of the revision session of nutrition in plants. See, now in this 4 videos, from first lesson 2 videos and from second lesson 2 videos, I have revised all the points, okay, whatever I think necessary. Still, if you have any doubt, we will discuss afterwards. I hope you have learned these 2 lessons thoroughly. If you have any doubt, I am there to solve it. But in case, okay, if there is no connection between us, if without any problem, there are Zoom lectures where we are attending and solving each other's doubt. But if you have any problem, if you are not getting the simple way to read the lesson 2 to 3 times, you will understand it. Still you are not understanding, again read 2-3 times, 4 times, 5 times. As you read more, the concepts will be clear. Okay. And after reading also, if you are getting trouble, I am there to solve it. I hope you have learned first and second lesson thoroughly, nutrition in plants, nutrition in animals. Okay. I tried to clear all your doubts, whatever the problems, whatever you have. Okay, still if you have doubt, we will come together, sit together and we will discuss it. Thank you for today. Have a nice day.